Colleen is like, I wish this is one of those moments where I'm so disappointed that we do not have video happening at the Great Northern Sexcast.
Of me trying to get all snuggly on the sofa with the mice and the toys and the...
backwards and grabbing, we'll talk about what she's grabbing right now, and then the dog's trying to decide if he's going to get on the couch with her, and we're adjusting the mic stand. It's very busy here. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I love me some steroids.
Oh, really?
They help me breathe. It's spectacular. And I just have, so I'm actually alert.
Oh, good. Alert is good.
Not wandering through in a oxygen-reduced fog. Got coffee, and I got a couch full of love tales.
Yeah, let's just get that elephant into the conversation right now.
Well, here's the deal. So, Great Northern Sexcast is in fact sponsored by Fantasy Gifts. So occasionally, I'm going to talk about what we got in brand new. And okay. I will post some pictures later, and they went out to the stores, or they're going out to the stores this week.
Okay.
But we've talked a lot in the past, almost 3 years now, about how ordinary anal play is.
Yeah.
Men, women,
mainstream.
So everybody's really, really mainstream. We've talked a lot about fetishes. A lot of people are doing different things. Mm-hmm. And so we've had a lot of stuff. A company is now out there, and they are called Love Tales, and it pretty much gives it away. It is a collection of chrome-plated and silicone butt plugs that have artificial fur tails attached. I'm holding in my hand right now one called Luna, which is a pink small butt plug with a black furry tail on it.
Yep.
There is a chrome one with a little pink bunny tail attached to it.
Yeah.
There is a gray bunny tail with a black silicone plug. We have a silicone plug with a pink chrome. Chloe has a. We have an employee named Chloe. I'm sure she'll giggle when she sees this. We have it's pink, and then we have two larger ones. These are gold. Yeah, I don't. It's not gold, but it's a gold metallic, gold metallic finish, and it has a big long white tail attached to it.
That's quite a plume going there.
And then there's the black version of it, and these came in, and I have done this for almost 30 years now.
Yeah.
And I understand that anal play has become ordinary.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that tails, that wearing, and these are lightweight, these are meant to be worn for a bit. These are not heavier weight items.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, this one weighs, the little one weighs 34 grams. The pink bunny tail is 135 grams. I mean, these were pretty lightweight plugs.
Okay.
So that means they're meant to be worn for an extended period of time.
Okay.
It is ordinary. Fur butt plug tails. These are faux fur, mind you. Whenever I might forget to say faux, but that's what
they are.
Have become mainstream.
That's just
and you would think. I mean, this has been around. I've been around these products. Periphery since I was 15. I mean, you overhear your parents talking. I mean, it's not like I saw the stuff in the stores. I played by all the rules. That's no problem. But since I was 18, I've worked in stores. I am 52. I love it, the fact that I can still be
surprised
and a little flummoxed. I mean, it just doesn't. I mean, I get it. It's sort of fun and stuff. But the fact that there's a whole line, a company that just makes these.
Yep.
So I'll snap a couple pictures.
Yes.
I'll put them on the Great Northern Facebook,
page.
They're out in the stores, but it's just perfect timing.
I think the bunny tail cracks me up the most. I don't know why. The pink bunny tail.
It's just fascinating. And so I said I needed put them on my desk so I can talk about them. But they're just and the thing is, they're adorable.
They're really cute.
I mean, that's because generally when one thinks about the words anal and stuff like that, you don't really think cute
and cuddly
and cuddly and adorable. Now, mind you, there's some mighty fine asses out there.
Oh yeah,
but you generally don't think, "Oh, that's adorable." This is really cute.
It is.
So that was it. So that's what's brand new. But we have another brand new thing too.
What?
T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
They're not actually in the store. I don't know how many people are familiar with a website called Redbubble.
I was not.
But if you are a person who designs things, you can upload designs. And this company you can choose men's and women's T-shirts, phone cases, pillows, leggings, wall hangings, coffee mugs, travel mugs. They will put your design on these items, and you can purchase them. So Sarah, who designed our brand new logo, and myself, we went through. She has designed one that works well on T-shirts and other stuff. And if you go to Redbubble, look up Fantasy Gifts, and now mind you, it's going to say mature content hidden because it's got the vibrators on it, and I decided not to push it. So just unclick that. You'll see everything. I put the links on the Great Northern Sexcast show page, on all the store pages.
Okay.
You can click on it, and you can semi-custom design your own Fantasy Gifts or Great Northern Sexcast podcast T-shirt.
I need one. Mm-hmm. I'm getting one immediately.
I was just like, it's another place to sort of have your name out there because we've got more followers on Spreaker and more followers on SoundCloud and a bunch of different things. Still waiting for iTunes, so I'm not sure what's up there, and I can't quite figure out how to. I might have to get someone from text someone from Spreaker and figure that out.
Can I just tell you, because on another podcast that I work on, the iTunes thing there's this really tricky technical thing. I don't think that we're in an approval phase. In fact, on my other podcast, we got approved immediately on iTunes, but iHeart automatically takes like a couple weeks. So it's a technical thing. If you can get one of the kids to help you, because I had to get somebody to help me.
Yeah, because I just clicked on something and it sent, and iHeart happened. So what I'll probably have to do is I'll just send a note to Spreaker and we'll figure that out.
Ask them, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So wait, on one other weird note about things becoming mainstream, I had to stop at Walmart this morning because I needed a few things. Mm-hmm. And I walked in, and remember I told you that I saw furry heads? And these this is not for Halloween. I mean, they've been there since the summer. These are, I think they call them Anna masks. Mm-hmm. So they've got, basically the furry stuff. I took a picture of the display, and my phone's in the car on the charger, but I'm going to text it to Megan. We will put it up on the Great Northern Sexcast page, just telling you this furry thing is getting more mainstream.
More mainstream. You see more at not just the conventions. You see a lot of cosplay stuff. And there are some people who are cold all the time, and then there's some people who are warm all the time.
Yeah.
And I tend to lean towards I am warmer all the time. So the idea, of a full body fursuit or wearing a head is it's suffocating to me.
I can't even get my head around the idea.
Yeah. Just because it's too damned warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going through there. I get the fantasy aspect of it. But even if I was into cosplay, my costume would probably be a very small one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not be running around in a full I put it this way, I would probably not be a stormtrooper. See, that would be too much. My face would be covered. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of folks who do that. And it's a lot of fun, and especially when they go out and do events and you see the kids doing that, they just I could be Wonder Woman, but there's no way that I could be like Deadpool because there's no way I could put something over my face. It'd be too warm.
Yeah. Well, just the whole idea of, I can't even wear a turtleneck, okay? So
the one I'm wearing is so loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes it. Because we finally hit fall here in Minnesota, depending on where you're listening. We know we've got it pretty pleasant. There's a lot of stuff going on in the rest of the world that's not so pleasant, but we're having a nice fall day today. I'm just going to go with it.
It's pretty, yeah. Mm-hmm. There's something about the fall light that's just really, really dashing. Mm-hmm. So speaking of kink and stuff, okay, I thought this was kind of funny. So this is the kinky bucket list. So
okay.
I kind of like this. So there's this one comes out of Great Britain. And they've got a list of what's on the top things on their kinky bucket lists. Okay, so what they listed of things that they definitely want to do. Mm-hmm. So number one, and they don't really specify. All it says is go on a dirty weekend away. And there's no, and they said...
well, that leaves a lot to the imagination.
Right. Are they going to a swingers
thing? Yes, a swingers thing, or are you going to go someplace, are you going to go down to hedonism?
Right.
Stuff like that.
I don't know. But, or is it just a weekend that you plan to just do nothing but screw, which is also fine. You can do that anywhere.
Yeah, but it's really fun to do that not in your own house.
Oh, for sure.
It's so much more fun to do that someplace else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Speaking of that, I just saw this story this morning. A couple rented an Airbnb house, and the husband is a tech guy. and he noticed something in the smoke detector in the bedroom. He thought that there was a problem with it, so he went to check on it. It was a camera.
Are you kidding me?
No, mounted in the smoke.
So the folks that were renting the house were watching their guest have sex, because you know that if you go somewhere, you're going to have sex there.
Right, and he was arrested. So Airbnb, any of that kind of stuff, be careful.
You can sue them. I tend to rent a vacation rent, VRBO. I tend to use that to try and find cabins up on the North Shore, stuff like that. I'm assuming people could do that. I can't imagine why you would want to. But now I'm going to have to look.
I know. I'm sorry to freak you out, but I just saw that news story this morning.
Booked a weekend. Not through Airbnb.
Okay, just go through. They've got to have some sort of a bug detector for cameras. I don't know. Okay. All right. So back to the British kinky bucket list.
Okay.
Number 1, dirty weekend away. Number 2, sex on the beach. Really? I've already done that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's sand. It's sand.
Claim you can do it on a towel.
I know, but there's still sand. If you're doing
it does
right,
get everywhere.
There's gonna be sand.
It does rather get everywhere, doesn't it? Good. Okay. I get your point. Number 3, sex in a foreign country. Okay.
Well, that's already. This is all about sex. This bucket list is sex on a vacation.
Yeah.
Sex on holiday. Pardon me, it's British list. Sex on a holiday.
Number 4, sexting. Really? That's the top, number 4 on the bucket list.
Well, I'd have to put that on my bucket list because my guy doesn't have a cell phone. So if he ever got one, I would have to. They would happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There wouldn't be there'd be no photos. That's just not going to happen. No, you just don't put that stuff out there.
No.
I'm not.
No.
But yeah, there would be some naughty words.
Number 5 is bondage, BDSM. 66% of people already in Britain have said that they've worn a blindfold during sex. 69% have tied up a partner, and more than half, 52%, have used handcuffs, and 1 in 5 have gagged a partner while making love.
We sell handcuffs. We actually sell a lot more softer cuffs. They're just a lot more comfortable. I suppose if you're going for the, you got the idea of the handcuffs, but in reality, these are not comfortable.
No.
No, you want, Sport Sheets has neoprene ones and webbing ones, and then other different ones that are satin, or even, much nicer that clip. I love the Sport Sheets company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Food and drink in the bedroom. Licking chocolate or cream off one another, blah, blah, blah. What do you think?
As long as it stays above the waist.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just yeast infections. I get it that it's fun and it's food and stuff like that. But then, maybe it's that whole thing, and there's been a lot of stuff going out there, stuff about the mental load that a lot of women have, because not only, they're planning 5 steps ahead, you're thinking about stuff, you're organizing the stuff for your whole family, you got to pick up this, got to do this, there's just a lot more organization. If you had a lot of food in the bedroom, you'd also be thinking about cleaning it up.
And ants.
There'd be so many other things that would be going through part of your brain while you were having fun with that can of Reddi-wip. And I hate to be I'm like you, but that's where my brain goes, and I'm going to go with the fact that a lot of other women, if you think about food in the bedroom, are going to that point.
Well, and they're also probably thinking about their, Egyptian cotton duvet and not wanting to stain that. their thread count on their sheets and the damage, and it's just very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 is have sex in every room of your house.
You know how I talked about not wanting to have sex in my office because then that's the only thing that I could think about would
yes,
be having sex
I do
in my
recall.
office.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain rooms in my house I don't want to think about, even though it's my house, having sex in.
Yeah.
I just,
like your daughter's room?
Yeah. Or I'm sorry, but there's nothing sexy about my laundry room.
Not hot?
No, it is
okay.
not hot.
Okay.
It is actually, it's quite chilly because it's the one unfinished part of the basement. It'd be great if you had perky nipples, but that'd be about it.
Number 8. This one makes sense. This is make your own sex tape. Love Honey said that that they've done a survey, and this one's really
people
popular.
will set up their camera, especially with your phones, or you set it up. And I can understand sort of being curious because sometimes you're like, what in the world must this look like?
I don't know if I want to see that.
I mean, I'm not sure there's a particular angle, but or you always figure like, if you have pets, they're walking through. What the hell are they thinking?
Oh, I've wondered that for years.
Oh my God, it's just like.
Okay, I do have one funny. So I had yesterday was weirdly the 3rd anniversary of the death of my beloved Great Dane, Henry. And Henry was 185 pounds, absolutely gigantic. Okay.
Oh, so you wouldn't be carrying Henry out with the limp?
No. And I do recall a time when I was having sex and I was having a riot and I was on top and he, normally would just go lay down or whatever. But all of a sudden, right in my butt, this nose, like, boom! And I'm like, whoa! He was like, what are you doing? And he just came in and stuck his nose right in my butt.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very cold.
Because I've never had animals, but cats, and like you turn around and it's like there's a cat on a dresser staring at you. You're like,
yeah.
What? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and cats especially have this way of making you feel really dirty.
Yeah, they do. They have a very disapproving look on their face.
They do. It's like, do you have any idea how stupid you look right now? And what would your dead grandparents think if they could see you?
Oh my God! Yeah,
cats are very judgmental. Number 9 is have sex in a forest. I'm sorry, but there's bugs and critters. Hell no.
Yeah,
no.
That's the same thing. Yeah, you would need to bring like so many props. I mean, like a blow up mattress. And a whole bunch of, and then you got to, it's an awful lot of work.
I'd have to be inside of a plastic bag. I would not want to touch anything or have anything touching me.
Yeah, do you want to lean against a tree and then find a slug?
No. God.
But
no. Next one is have
I like me a lodge, hotel room.
Oh, hell yeah. With somebody else's Egyptian cotton sheets that they have to clean.
Yes.
Have a threesome. And whichever kind you want, group sex. Number 11, role play. So discuss fantasies and then enact them. That's cool.
Yeah, you're going through there because a lot of, it's really funny. What I like the fact is that we're looking at this list, and the fact that some of the stuff is really universal.
Oh yeah.
You're going through there, and it's just, and it's nice to talk about it again because you learn that you're not alone. I mean, that you are not. The thoughts going through your brain, whether other people are having them. And that just works for so many things, to know that you're not alone. And I think that's what people need, to know that they're not isolated.
I agree. Mm-hmm. So, it's nice to know that perversion, like misery, also loves company. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing. Last one is the Mile High Club.
Now, if I win, the next lottery that is $100,000 or over $1 billion, the only way that would happen is if I chartered a jet. Because if you think I'm going into a commercial bathroom on a plane and doing it, you're out of your mind.
Well, can you imagine?
But what if I was deliriously I could burn this money, or I could rent a jet and do it? Yeah, that's how that would happen.
Well, think about how much disgusting stuff is on the handle of a grocery store cart. Can you imagine what must be in an airplane bathroom?
And then they simply don't get cleaned at the planes. They turn around, this and that. You're going through there. I had to fly back from a trip overseas, and I got to my seat. I've mentioned this before, and I looked down. My daughter was in front of me. She looked down and said, "Where's the seat?" And the seat was not there. All you could see was the wooden bottom. And then I glanced up. And I realized in the overhead compartment was the seat bottom, dripping with vomit.
Ew!
They were loading the plane before they had cleaned it. Now, at least I know, because so then I'm like, what am I supposed? I can't sit there. And so finally they get someone whose job it is to take the seat off, but nobody does anything to the seat. Wow. I actually attempt to clean the seat, and then I can't. And at least the 2 seats behind us were free, but one of the trays didn't work, and one of the earphones didn't work, or the headphone jacks. So and then I can smell the vomit the entire time.
Oh God!
Now, and then the best part was that the plane's packed, so everyone's sort of walking by thinking they're going to sit in these seats, and I'm like, I'm not covered in vomit. No. And there's
Oh.
But I'm like, this was. How do you load this?
Yeah.
And it happens to be my and my daughter's seats. It was disgusting.
Did the airline apologize at all?
I got like $100 voucher. I mean, I tried for like 3 months. I was making, but every 3 days I'd make a call and go, this is on, it was Delta, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so honestly, my standards for flying now are, if the seat is not covered in vomit, it's a plus. I mean, it shouldn't be that way.
No. I mean, the standards for flying have gotten so low.
And I am old enough to realize how nice it used to be.
Oh, yeah. The only thing is here's what's one thing. Back in the day when it was still kind of a big deal and the airlines still acted like they gave a shit and wanted you to have a decent experience, it's also back when they still allowed smoking on flights.
Yeah,
that was horrid.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, non-smoking.
How was that ever possible?
That was the most absurd thing in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, and I understand the world is different and it's mode of transportation, and it probably didn't need to be that fancy back then. Mm-hmm. But you need to. I mean, people are actually injured getting off of planes because they got more thrombosis now and a lower back. I mean, and I used to love Sun Country, and I'm terrified now that they've got a new president, and they're going to start going for more
routes,
more routes, and more discounts. You know, they were sort of in the middle, and people don't know what to do with the middle. You know, because I love flying them. They had full leather seats. They had a little bit more room. It seemed cleaner.
Yeah.
The employees seemed like they liked being there.
Yeah.
And what the hell's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, I know.
And it's hometown, too. So I
yeah, okay, can I just tell, speaking of Sun Country, do you remember, and I can't remember his last name, but do you remember when they had that CEO, who was the egomaniac who was in all the commercials, Bill something? God, it was like 15 years ago, because it was when I was on Cities 97, and he was, the whole ad campaign for Sun Country was like all about him. It was very narcissistic. Well, he got selected as sexiest singles or top 50 singles, and so we had him on the show. We called him on the morning show one day and set up an interview because he'd made this list, or the most eligible bachelors.
Wait, is this Petters, the guy that got...
Not Petters, no.
Petters. Okay.
His name was Bill.
Okay,
It
whatever.
was an Italian last name. I
Okay.
can't remember his name. Anyway, so we had him on, and we're interviewing him on the air. You know, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, so people are in their cars and whatnot. And he said something about when they first called him, that he called to ask his mom to see if it was okay with her if he was in this issue. And I went, you what? I go, you called to ask your mom? And I go, now I get why you're still single. And I just blurted it out, right?
Oh, my God.
And my then cohort, Brian, BT, Brian Turner, looked at me, and he was half horrified and half in hysterics that I just blurted that out.
I
I'm like,
no, I mean, honestly, I understand probably where he's going with it, because, you know, if you know, it could be embarrassing, and embarrassing mom or something like that, but I have to admit, I probably would have blurted out the exact same damn thing.
I'm like, oh my God, I totally get why you're still single. I just started, and I lost it, and BT was kind of like, should I laugh or should I take his side? You could tell he just did not know what to do.
Yes. Is the male code kicking in, or is the funny code kicking in?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally torn, because stuff like that, you're like, Yeah, I know that. I've done enough performing where sometimes you're just like, where do I go?
Ooh,
you know, read the audience, what.
Anyway, I was really excited about this story. This next one. 4 lazy sex positions for mind-blowing orgasms.
Oh, go, please share.
I have never seen... Okay, this is awesome. Yeah.
When you're tired, but you still want to get some.
I know.
This is going to be all over this.
Yeah, okay. Number 1. Check it out. And they all sound appealing, by the way.
Okay.
That makes it even better. The lazy dog, number 1. I think we need to rebrand them, but anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so the female lies on, this is a heterosex description here.
Okay.
She will lie on her front, opening legs, while he lies on top, resting his elbows and legs on either side.
Okay, so you're not even like up on your knees. You're just like flat.
Flat. And it says this position allows for deep penetration, and if she closes her legs slightly, that will tighten things. And I sat there and walked mentally through it, and I'm like, oh, that could work. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So number 2, we'll post these for you. The links always go up because you're not going to remember. They go by fast. Okay, the sleepy head. It's not a sleepy blowjob, actually, which is what I first thought. Have her kneel over a stack of pillows while he kneels behind, torso resting on hers, with his legs just outside, like doggy style, but so much more comfortable.
You know what? We sell, I'm blanking on the name of the brand name, but we have wedges. A lot of people buy that.
Yeah.
So they can prop themselves up.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more, especially if you've got elbow or shoulder issues,
Yeah.
knee issues, stuff like that. You want to be propped up.
Yeah.
It's a lot more comfortable. I mean, it's a little hard to get to the boobs,
Yeah.
But you are supported.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going through there.
The next one's called the Big Bend. So in the spooning position, she curls into a ball while he wraps his arms around her and enters from behind.
Mm-hmm.
This is perfect for hitting the G-spot, and you can switch it up by uncurling during thrusts for new angles.
All right.
We're both like looking up and trying to picture it as we're talking about it.
Yeah,
Colleen's eyes are like darting.
Yeah,
around
we're
her.
just, you got that. Both of us have a head tilt. You
Yeah,
can tell
we're like-
thinking,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, then the X Factor. So this one's interesting. Start missionary, slow and steady, before he turns to create an X with your bodies. The sideways angle will allow for short, shallow penetrations and stimulate. Isn't that cool? Those are pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
So we'll put those up. I'll put those up for you. We're in the Fantasy Gifts headquarters in the Nerve Center, so people are calling.
I forgot to turn that.
Don't worry about
thing
it.
on.
Don't move. You're comfy. So Teddy Bear, Bare, picnic.
Okay.
What do you imagine that entails? It's not a furry. It's not a furry event, which is my first
I'm
thought.
assuming it's the leather guys, the hairy leather guys.
No, it's actually a swinger. It's a swinger event, and it's what inspired Swingfields, which is Britain's number one. Okay, this one is in Canada. Actually, it's the Teddy Bear Picnic, and they have naked slip and slides, lube wrestling, and orgies.
We had a lube wrestling pool and like a gallon of lube and stuff like that. I think we ended up selling the two things separate because someone wanted just like the thing of lube or something like that. But we couldn't resist getting it in. But I think Minnesota's a little too practical for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it just seems sort of dangerous. I was down in went to New Orleans eons and eons ago and went into one of those bars before. And this was Bourbon Street before it was every corporate strip bar.
Yep.
And so there was like live nude female wrestling. What it was two women topless in sweatpants sort of smacking each other. It was hilarious.
Oh my god.
It was like sweatpants.
Yeah.
It was during one of the spring breaks with Delta French. We were just dying. But that was the best spring break because this is long before 9/11. So my carry-on bag, my brother went to school down there. So he said, "Can you bring some stuff down?" And so I grabbed a bunch of stuff. And one of the things he wanted was this. It's just too expensive to make them anymore. It was this huge, like 2.5 foot, probably 4 inches across, double dong. So this thing is like in my carry-on bag going down.
Nice.
Going down New Orleans. It was a hoot. It weighed a ton.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, those things are heavy. This also features, and this is something that the Minnesotans who've ever been to the gay 90s may have witnessed or know exists. They have foam parties at this thing too, which is so funny because they do that. It just comes out of the ceiling at the gay 90s, and it's so much.
What is that stuff?
It's bubbles.
Bubbles,
I don't know. But it's pretty damn funny to see.
I've never seen a grown-up foam party. I have seen them when they've had them like at Kitty Land, like the state fair. They had a little foam area for like toddlers, and that was adorable. And I kept thinking about it, going, 20 years from now, this could be very different for some of these folks.
Oh yeah,
if they're at a local bar.
I think it's Wednesdays that they do it at the 90s, but it's highly entertaining, and all the people that go and lather around and do what they do, they don't care if you watch. It's fun. So 64% of women will find you more attractive if you do this. And that is have a tattoo. Tats are popular with the ladies right now. 64% more women, and 39% of men like tattooed women also. What do you think?
I've been curious to see. It doesn't seem to be slowing down. I mean, more and more people are just getting tattoos and multiple tattoos. I've got 2. I've been contemplating the third, but it hasn't really coalesced in my brain. So that's how I know it's just not ready for it. But I enjoy the ones that I have. They're about 15 years old now, so they're just black work. They're just, so they're beginning to smudge a little bit.
Okay.
Especially, with the weight gain. But I mean, beautiful body art is sexier than hell. I just saw an article in the paper about a Guthrie Theater here is doing Romeo and Juliet. And they're sort of modernized it a bit. So the Montagues and the Capulets, they have tattoos. Well, these guys aren't tattoos. So like once or twice a week, they get fake tattoos put on. It's part of their costuming, and I'm like,
yeah.
And it just and it's a bit of work. I mean, I'm sure these aren't cheap, but I've seen some really. One of the gals who works for us has some of the most beautiful work.
Does she?
She's done it, and some other folks. And I don't ask people, but when I see some nice work, sometimes I'm like, because I don't, you shouldn't really comment on someone's body. I have to be, complete strangers, but there are just times it catches my eye.
Well,
male
I don't think that's insulting.
Well, no, it's not insulting, but it can be unwanted attention, especially towards females.
Okay.
It's going through there. So I don't, but if somehow we end up in a conversation, I might ask, but I just don't randomly walk up to people and comment on stuff. Except maybe shoes. I might comment on shoes.
That's funny because I have a completely different thing. Like if I see somebody, and this happens every once in a while, it is not out of the ordinary at all for me to blurt out, particularly to females. I don't really do it to guys. Oh my gosh, you look so cute. Like I love your outfit or something like that. And I have never had it ill received ever. But it's usually spontaneous. It's like it falls out of my head, and it's like, and one lady's like, oh, thank you. And somebody made a joke with me one time and she's like, well, how do you know I look cute? And I'm like, well, I've never seen you before, but right now, we just had this hilarious conversation.
Well, there was a guy, I walked up to one gal once, and I said, I love your purse, because we were carrying the same purse.
Oh, funny.
And another gal came up to me over at the Cassettes because we were wearing the same dress. And she goes, love your dress. And I just guess because you hear it before you turn, you just go, ah!
Yep.
I said, yeah. You see something, you just someday. But if it's someplace that might be a little bit more risque, I don't like, but if there's an in though, I'm like, that is really excellent work.
Yeah. Well, my question, and I mean, God love you if you like tattoos, if you want them. I don't have any. I'm such a commitment phobe that I just don't know that I would. I think I would. I don't know how I would respond.
The thing that they don't, because I sort of like a tattoo. I had this idea in my mind. It kept going forward. And then I have them, and I've loved them for 15 years.
Okay.
But like I said, I haven't gone to any more because I can't completely visualize what I want, and so that's why there's not more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I do wonder that if it ever goes back out of style, if the people that have a boatload of them are ever going to get bummed out.
It's just too many. It's just too many. I mean, I think it can. I think people will get less, but it'd be the generation, your peers, everybody's got it.
Yeah.
It'd be just fine. Sort of like, it is a Wonder Woman. Yes, we got that from.
I have a Wonder Woman. Colleen was very kind to make me a glass of ice water before the show, and I just took a sip and realized I've got a Wonder Woman costume in my glass. It's pretty funny. Okay, Reddit threads. I'm sorry. I could get.
Oh my God! It is like
it's crap.
When you cannot sleep. This is one of the reasons I don't go there that often.
Yeah.
Because I will just go down the damn rabbit hole.
I know.
And it's usually, I haven't worked in restaurants in 30 years. But the hideous customer stories or this sort of stuff. Oh my God! I will just go and go. And I was only a server for 2 weeks because there's just no way that at age 15, 16 that you wanted me out in public with human beings. I can do it now. But now I'm back in the kitchen. I was a line cook. It was great. But I just look at the stuff and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, there was one time someone just kept sending back their steak because it wasn't done well enough. We finally put it in the deep fryer and they enjoyed it.
Ew.
I'm serious. We're like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
I mean, we took care of it. It wasn't, we weren't doing anything nasty, but like, there was a big guy and he leaned on it on the grill with the weight. We did that and we finally deep fried one.
That's amazing.
To get it, and we're just like,
God, I'm like, mine are practically still new.
Yeah, me too. And I've tried, and then you're just like, I don't know. And then trying to decide, since I was a breakfast cook, if, the difference between over easy and over medium. And stuff like that. And
that's hard.
And most of the time, when we'd send stuff out, people would say over easy. We knew they meant over medium. We do not want runny whites.
No.
Sorry.
No. I food service and I'm not cut out for that. So this Reddit thread, it was a discussion about, sexy moves, like things that people really like, and not like literal actual positions.
No.
Like
like a hair flip or lean in.
Hair pulling, hair grabbing, like back on the back of your neck. And, okay. So that was number 1. 2, go for the earlobes, and, kiss, nibble, touch earlobes, and hands on the inside of thighs. Are big favorites, especially sneakily in public. Those are big hit.
Oh yeah, you see couples, both their hands are under the table. You're like, what are they doing?
Yeah,
good for them.
And then the magic of a good kiss. And I got a story about that quick. So, and I may have told it before on the show, but it would have been a very long time ago. So, Carl and I have been together 8 years. We started dating like toward the end of September, like in 2009, right? And both of us divorced, stuff like that. We did not have sex for a long time, by most standards. It was several weeks, I think. But one night, we had gone out for happy hour. He came back, and I was sitting on my island in my downtown kitchen, and it's granite. And we started making out. And we made out. It was the most insane makeout session. I mean, it was like a 2-hour makeout. It's like the stuff you used to do in high school. So much fun. Didn't end up having sex that night, miraculously. But we, the dog is asleep and his tail is wagging. I think that's so cute when they do that. Anyway, so we have this crazy makeout session, very, very hot. Well, my ex-husband is a chiropractor, and I went to see him. And what I did not realize is that my tailbone was so severely bruised from that, because I didn't feel my butt. I was, too busy. And he's like, it was my back. He could just see it. It wasn't like he was looking, but he's like, what happened here? And then all of a sudden it just dawned on me. I turned completely red, and I fell. And he's like, okay. Yeah. So that was my favorite, makeout.
I don't know. I really, a smooch is so handy. Just stop. My guy and I will we'll sit there. We'll run a couple of errands. We'll be in the middle of Menards, and one of us will stop each other, and we'll go, Menards smooch. We have a little smooch.
That's awesome. Hey man, there's nothing like an awesome kiss.
Yeah. Or just around like, okay, traffic smooch, because the traffic's so bad that you got the car in park. Lean over and have a smooch.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I like the safety feature though. That's smart. Bad kissing, we've never walked up against this subject before, but here's a question. There are people that are bad kissers. Pretty much everybody's dealt with one at one time or another. Yeah. Here's the big burning question. Can you fix a bad kisser?
I have no idea. I would hope that you could. That someone would be willing to learn that you're not supposed to, attack someone's tonsils. I don't know. You know what I mean?
There's so many ways to be a bad kisser. It's like, how can you straighten that out? I think we have sex therapists on our show all the time. I think a kiss therapist could be a viable profession. Yeah.
Because you just, is it too open? Is it too tight? Is it too, you're just like, are they shoving the tongue in before you're supposed to?
Or they're going, it's like, oh my
God. Is it
God.
some sort of bizarre exercise thing going on? That would be, I would think that if everything else was compatible, that you hopefully would be able to say, slow it down, or whatever it is.
Yep.
I've actually been, I've had kisses that were, it never, the relationship didn't continue long enough to have to deal with it.
Yes. Yes. Just a quick note, showering before sex can make you have a more intense orgasm because the warm water can bring the blood flow to the areas that are needed. So just an FYI, ran across that.
Seems like an excellent idea.
Yeah.
And then you're all squeaky clean.
Yeah.
So you can get all dirty.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Okay. Not Florida, but the closest thing I could get to a stupid idiot naked story.
Okay.
So there was a London train station.
That is not Florida.
No. No, it's not. He got caught on camera having sex. And his mother, they were playing it, trying to see, the guy's face. They weren't showing the actual sex, but they isolated it. They were looking for the guy. His mother found it, so he got in front of it and confessed. And he was just horrified.
his mom.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
That would be bad.
That's kind of like the girl that got her turd cut in between the double pane window.
The Mad Pooper. Out in Colorado, they have not found this woman yet.
What?
Colorado Springs. There's a woman who is jogging and crapping on people's lawns, and they haven't been able to catch her yet.
How do they know it's a woman?
They've got her on camera. They just can't catch her. They haven't found her yet.
Well, now,
and it's not a really high priority for, I guess, the Colorado Springs. I think it's Colorado Springs, but police, and they're trying to, they put it out there. But this woman is going for jogs and then just crapping in people's lawns. So they're calling her the Mad Pooper.
Oh, I have so many questions.
I know, and it's been like weeks now. I've seen it. They have not. You would think that it would be fairly easy to find the Mad Pooper. I mean, it's not as though she's doing it in the middle of the night. It's just like a morning run. It's just fascinating. I'm just like, what? I mean, honestly, if you have like irritable bowel syndrome, maybe you shouldn't be running. I don't know why she...
Or get a treadmill.
Yeah.
And go, run inside your own house and use the bathroom for the love of God and all things holy. That's disgusting.
The Mad Pooper of Colorado Springs.
Disgusting. Okay. This is new. This is new. So, have you ever had a desire to learn another language?
I took Spanish in high school. Yeah. I actually went to to a school in Toledo, Spain, for a semester. Yeah. But I can't get over my fear of sounding like an idiot.
Oh, really?
And I go through there. And I know, the thing is, I would open my mouth, I would attempt to speak Spanish, everybody would speak English back at me, and I took the lazy, cowardly way out. I admit it thoroughly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, my daughter's learning a lot of Spanish, and I understand a fair amount of it. Mm-hmm. I just can't get myself to speak it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So many people have the desire, but they never stick with it or whatever. Mm-hmm. So Cam Soda decided that they were going to offer French, Japanese, Spanish, and English classes taught by, wait for it, porn stars. And the porn part is part of the language lesson, so I'm thinking Rosetta Stone better move the fuck over.
Well, it would be useful because my car is green I don't really care about. But I want to suck your dick might be useful.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Or would you suck my dick? I don't know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Or are you a cop? Mm-hmm. Especially if you're going to learn the other ones we just mentioned. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever heard of persistent general arousal disorder?
It does sound familiar. Yeah, I know. Because it can be very distracting and uncomfortable.
Well, this one woman was having 30 orgasms a day and went to the doctor because she rubbed herself raw. It's often mistaken for sex addiction or hypersexuality, and it's finally been recognized in the medical world as of 2001. Mm-hmm. Some women who suffer from this can have over 100 orgasms a day. Yeah. Not as much fun as it sounds,
no, and not at all.
It can cause a whole host of other things. It can interfere with their daily routines. There's all kinds of options for treatment, antidepressants, gels with anesthetizing features.
Because I think they're looking into it as a brain nerve disorder, and it's affecting those nerves. That would be frustrating.
It would because
like having genital hiccups.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not meaning to be flippant, but I mean that would be just as just as frustrating because you've got a whole part of your body that is just going haywire.
Right, and I mean that would be can you imagine trying to be in a meeting?
It would be exhausting. It's like having constant pain. You're doing through there.
Yeah. No, I mean it's tempting to laugh, but it's really not funny. So they're working on it. I don't know how I feel about this other one. I'm all about, hey, if you want to donate sperm and if you are a woman that wants to use donated sperm, whatever. I don't judge that part of it, but there is a disturbing thing. There is a guy in Britain, the top sperm donor, weird honor. He's fathered at least 34 children. And there's 19 guys in Britain who have produced 20 plus children. what freaks me out about this is running into each other.
Oh, yeah. See, you need to know who your genetics are, because at this point, I mean, I looked in, before I went for adoption, I looked into that. I looked through portfolios, all this sort of stuff. I was going through, and I was thinking I would do this, but the possibility of a multiple birth was too high, and I had no interest in that whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But I got to the point where I had dossiers all over my dining room table.
Well, how did you, being that you adopted from a foreign country, how were you able to, did they have the intel on?
Oh, yeah. I went for places where there was foster care and stuff like that. There was a lot of information versus, and there's only so many places as a single person that I could adopt. And then, you had to choose what you wanted. And, so there was a lot of information on birth mother and stuff like that versus a child who, in some places, maybe had been abandoned and you don't know anything.
Sure.
And so, but like I said, I'm looking through all this stuff. I'm like, what do I want? At one point, I had some friends over. I'm like, read some of these, see what you think. I mean, because
it almost sounds like a catalog.
Yeah,
a catalog.
And I'm looking through, and I'm just, but when I was looking through there, and then we're going through, and they're like, well, if you do this, we want to, you need to take these shots. And then I'm looking at that, and there was like a very large percentage shot that, you were going to shove out 2 damn eggs, which means multiple births. And I went, no, I had no interest in the odds. It was too much. I said no, so we'll go through there. It was just different ways of exploring. When I realized that I wanted to be a parent, mm-hmm. It took different ways of getting there. Yep. I just looked at all of the options, and so the option went by the wayside.
Yeah,
and then you go and you look at different ways, private adoption or foreign adoption, or just a whole bunch of different ways, and I just kept going forward. Mm-hmm. Which is why I'm now a parent of a teenager.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, mm-hmm. and you guys, it worked out great for both of you guys. Mm-hmm. Final story today, I have mixed feelings about Sex and the City. There was talk of a third movie. Mm-hmm. And I loved that show. I loved the first movie. The second movie was so bad.
The second movie was just like a couple of random scenes, and then they go, I'm like, I love the characters. And I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, this is the best they could come up with?
I couldn't believe it. I was just appalled. Mm-hmm. And in a way, I wanted them to do another one to kind of bury the hideousness of the last one.
I agree. I understand this. Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to happen. Sarah Jessica Parker officially said it's over in an interview. No, we're not going to do it. And she's kind of blaming Kim Cattrall. Mm-hmm. And then Kim Cattrall kind of fights back and says, well, she could have been nicer. And then Willie Garson, who played Stanford Blatch, mm-hmm. came back and said, oh, right, I'm going to negotiate for 6 months, not come to an agreement, and then say, I never wanted to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. So they're all fighting. The only one who tries to stay neutral, which kind of cracks me up, is Kristen Davis, mm-hmm. who was the Charlotte character, saying, and here's her quote. It sounds just like the character.
Okay, yeah.
She says, it's deeply frustrating not to be able to share that chapter. Or wait, she goes, I wish we could have made the final chapter on our own terms to complete the stories of our characters. It's frustrating to not be able to share that chapter with all of you. Mm. So
no, I enjoy the characters. I thought that it was a nice snapshot of sort of where things were going, and it laid the ground for other female centric shows and different things. And I would have liked to see these characters in their 50s.
Yeah,
it would have been fascinating, because there's just so much out there about how much they're. Just the different things that they're juggling. But then again, I mean, it is also a multiple star cast, and so you've got to juggle everyone going through there, and you got the personalities, and it's not happening right now, but that doesn't mean 10 years from now it might not happen in the 60s. You guys going through there, and you do in effect need all 4 of them.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, it's going through there, but then again, I mean, I sort of have my ideas of where everyone would have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go through there. So it's like my own little versatile. I know it's just a TV show, but it was really fun, because I remember my mom saying, "Women don't talk that way," and I go, "Oh, yes, they do." And that was one of the things. just sort of, it was just nice. I mean, yes, it was exaggerated. Yes, it's a television show. And because the part that always got me is that very few women have sex with their bras on. It's uncomfortable, but that's what they had to do for that. And then later, when
some of them had it in their contract that they didn't show their boobs, and other ones didn't.
Yeah, and then if you're gonna have it on, syndicated like on regular TV, then you need to do do stuff like that. So that part was absurd, but it's television. You go through there, and like I said, it was a nice stepping stone for other female-centric programs. You don't think that Veep would have existed without that?
Maybe not. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I haven't watched Veep or some of the other, or Madam Secretary, any of those, but I will say that honestly, that show was a masterpiece in a way because they tackled. I can't think of a single sexual faux pas or embarrassment or peccadillo or something that they did not cover.
To this day, I mean, I don't watch on TV, but what, about 10 years ago or whatever, I would advertise. I don't remember which local station had it on. I would be on there, and I'd have it on, and I'd walk by or go through there at the scene and it's ancient right now, where the guy goes down on Miranda, and he comes up, and he's like, I'm talking about glazed donut. It was hilarious, because I'm like, because they played these scenes perfectly. Because I mean, honestly, if they want to make a fortune, just go through and release the outtakes.
My God!
DVD after DVD of them losing it, trying to do this stuff seriously would be spectacular.
Well, the Funky Spunk episode. Mm-hmm. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I mean, they dealt with like every single situation, and I remember the first time I saw them all, and I'm thinking, oh my God, they went there. Oh my God, they went there. But you know what? I'm so glad they did, because it really, I don't know, not alone. Yeah. It's like, oh, thank God that, these other people have had this experience too.
And she actually had a tiny New York apartment. You ever notice that most TV shows, they have an apartment that you couldn't afford in New York?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hers was, was like that, like 2 rooms and a bath, it was actually a tiny place.
Yeah.
And it made sense, they based it in reality, and then they made a TV show out of it versus just starting off in total bizarre land. So yeah, it's still funny.
Yes, it is still funny. And until further notice, no third Sex and the City movie. But hey, so how do we go on? Tell us the site again to go get a T-shirt.
So it's Redbubble.
Redbubble.com. Okay.
And type in fantasy gifts. It's going to come up, go down to the bottom and hit that you want to see, because I think I have it as mature content, and then the images will come up. Okay. So you can buy fantasy gifts, or you can buy our new logo on a whole bunch of different stuff. Okay. And that would be great. And the new tails are going out to the stores this week. Okay. So they'll be in there. Love Tails. Okay. And we are still working on our new website, so it's a little hard to look for stuff there, but we're so close. I got sort of looking at it for stuff the other day, so hopefully we'll get that up and going soon. It's looking really pretty. We're excited.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Cool. You worked really hard. Well, until next week, my dear Colleen, it's been fun, and we'll be back at you guys again next week.
Sounds great.